Hey guys, it's Phil coming back at you with another video. Today, I'm back. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm excited to announce that there is going to be a free study group coming up tomorrow, Saturday, the 22nd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, going into whenever they kick us out. And if you're like, Phil, should I attend the free study group? Well, it's not going to be a traditional Sunday study group where it's going over a particular topic and going over questions pertaining to that or anything along those lines. We will go over a couple of practice questions, but if you're feeling defeated, you're feeling unmotivated, you failed your exam, or you passed your exam and you want to come back and share that experience as well, that is what the free study groups are. And I know a lot of times people are like, Phil, I thought we were going to be doing this and that. So I just wanted to be transparent with that it is going to be different than the Sunday study groups. And the next Sunday study groups are as follows. 523, meds and DM is 7.5. So we'll be going over the medications and different diagnoses that are related to them. 530, human developmental theory. So going over different human developmental theories and then going over practice questions related to those. 6.6, ethics. So going over the code of ethics, different ethical considerations, referral versus supervision, what's a subpoena versus a court order, different considerations like that, as well as going over practice questions related to those different topics. 613, client intervention, so going over individual client interventions, going over the family modalities, and then going over practice questions to solidify those. And I'm skipping a week. I know I normally do it, but I'm skipping the 20th, but the one after that is the 27th, which is the acronym and practice questions. So going over each level of the acronym, identifying different ways to view it, comparing it to questions, and then swinging it all together. And I always plant the seed, but I'll say it again. If you're going to that session to say, Phil, I want to see if I'm ready or not for my exam, or I'm expecting to walk into this session and get 100% of these questions right, do not walk in with that mentality. Why? Because the way that I write the questions are I designed to see if you're reading it and if you're templating, if you're comparing to different situations. So it's making sure that you're locking and loading inside of those. And the questions that I write tend to be more difficult than the actual exam. Why? Because I want to put you through difficult and challenging situations outside of the exam. So that way, when you walk inside of the exam, it's not as daunting. It's not bringing you down. It's not dragging you down. And it's not tearing you down. And the next session after that is going to be 7.4, which is family and group therapy. So going over the family modalities and the different group dynamics and things that you should be aware of, as well as practice questions pertaining to those different topics. And if you want any information about those, send me an email at berda24@gmail.com or click the link down below in the description. If you're like, Phil, I can't really attend the session from 7 p.m. Eastern Time and on. I have plans already. I have all these different things going on. Well, that's okay. Why? Because if you sign up for the session, you will receive the recording and study documents for that session afterwards. So it's not like a stressor of like, oh my God, I'm not able to attend live. I still cannot benefit. Why? Because I want to make it as easy as I possibly can for people that have busy lives to still benefit and walk into the exam and kick it directly in the chest. I also do still offer individual tutoring. My schedule tends to be pretty hairy and it books out 4 to 5 weeks in advance. So if you want to get a session, send me an email at berda24@gmail.com or click the link down below in the description. If you're like, Phil, my exam's prior to that 4 to 5 week mark, what should I do? You can send me an email at berda24@gmail.com and I'll add you to the tutoring waiting list in case somebody cancels. And I'm also bringing the one-day course back, and it's like my child, man. I'm excited for that group because it's the most amount of time that you can get exposure to me and the strategies and techniques that I recommend people to utilize while walking the exam and to kick it directly in the chest. And it has been one of the most successful things that I've done because people have done one-day courses before. They've been to seminars and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. And then they attend the session. They feel comfortable and confident, have tangible things that they can grab onto to walk in the exam and just slice the exam in half, as well as that session is recorded. So it's not like you have to retain and gain everything within that given moment. And if you're like, Phil, when is the next one-day course? It is going to be on May 29th. So coming up relatively fast from 11 a.m. Eastern time in the morning until whenever they kick us out. They can't really kick us out because I'm the host. And I don't really put a time parameter because at the end of all the sessions that I do, I allow for a question and answer segment where you can directly interact with me, whether you want to process about your exam experience, whether you have questions about the content and things that we've gone over, etc. And if you're like, Phil, that sounds really, really dope. What is the one-day course? It is the tips I find most helpful for people to walk in the exam to kick it directly in the chest and pass. Common reasons why people walk into the exam and do not pass. And I include that, and a lot of people are like, Phil, why are you talking about failing? We don't want to hear all about all this. Because the easiest way for you to not make the same mistakes is to hear the mistakes people have made and identify strategies and techniques that you can have as safeguards in order for you to walk into the exam and be mindful of the things that you're doing. Breaking down multiple different topics, so going over the difference between a subpoena versus a court order, when you should refer versus supervision, going over community organizing or community interventions, meds and DSM-5, going over operant conditioning, as well as going over the acronym and the 5-step process that I recommend for people to utilize, break down every single question to feel comfortable, confident, not adding, not taking away, not riling and dialing yourself up, not being 100% one way or the other, but solidifying a process that works specifically for you, that you can walk in the exam and kick it directly in the chest and pass, as well as breaking down 25 practice questions. And as I said before, do not walk into these sessions and expect to get every single question right. In the previous Sunday session that we did on practice questions, people were like, Phil, oh my gosh, I should reschedule. I can't believe this. I thought I'd do better. Am I all the way? And it's like, but do not focus on whether you get things correct versus incorrect, but how you're getting them correct versus incorrect to solidify yourself and calm yourself and learn from the mistakes that you're making. And if you're not able to make it to the one-day course live, it is 100% possible to get either the previous recording if your exam is prior to the 29th, or the recording of the 29th session for you to review on your own leisure time. And if you sign up for the session, you get the recording and study materials already. But I include that added part of being able to access it because I always hear like, crap, Phil, I missed it. I can't believe this. And that people are beating up on themselves. And it's like, it's 100% okay because you can get the recording and everything at an additional time and view it at your own leisure, because I know sometimes, one, I talk very fast, two, things are complex, and three, when you're hyper aroused or stressed, you don't retain things as much as you would if you had it at a pace that was more calm and collective for your situation. So if you want any information about the one-day course, send me an email at berda24@gmail.com or click the link down below in the description. And then the one last thing before we identify how to sign up for the free study group if you've never done that before is Audible has agreed to partner with both my YouTube videos and my podcast. So if you want to support me as well as support them, go to my Audible affiliate link at audibletrial.com/fill-in-the-gaps. Sign up for the 30-day free trial. Get yourself a free book. And it's the easiest way to help me out. And I appreciate every single person that has done that already. It's amazing how big the Fill in the Gaps community is and how amazing every single one of you guys are. And if you're like, Phil, what is Audible? Audible is an easy way to get information and gain knowledge on the go. So if you're busy just like me and have 1,000 things going on at one time, Audible is an easy way to pop books into your ear and listen to them. So if you're an auditory learner, it's 100% up your alley, and it allows for you to gain everything that you want to gain while not putting that stress on not being able to do the things and learn in ways that other people do. So if you still want to become the best possible version of yourself, Audible is an easy way to do it, to supplement with the audiobooks that they provide. So if you want to support me as well as support them, go to my Audible affiliate link at audibletrial.com/fill-in-the-gaps. Sign up for the 30-day free trial, and signing up for the 30-day free trial is the way that you're able to help me. And I really, really appreciate it. And if you're like, Phil, I want to sign up for the 30-day free trial, I want to get a free book, but I'm not sure what book I should get, there are a couple that I would recommend. They are The Alchemist, The Archer, The Power of Habit, and Outliers. Each of them have different lessons and things that you can gain to progress in both your professional and personal life to become the best possible version that you can be. So again, if you want to support me as well, support them, go to my Audible affiliate link at audibletrial.com/fill-in-the-gaps. And it really, really helps me out. And if you've been finding my videos helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below next to the title, as well as comment something positive of like, Phil, I'm super excited for this group, or man, these are some things that I've been thinking about, or man, don't let this thing defeat you, anything, because you don't understand how many people read the comments, myself included, because when I'm having down days or I'm feeling frustrated or I feel like I'm not progressing, seeing that you guys saying like, man, this is really helpful, or these are the things I'm working on, helps motivate me, as well as if you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below, click the bell notification next to it. That way you can be notified for videos just like this that announce different things and keep you up to date 100%. And like I said, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope to see every single person at the free study group this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And let's get into how you would actually sign up for this. And the first thing that you have to do is go down into the description down below, which is like the view more thing. And then you'll find the link for the schedule of how to sign up for it. And after you do that, your screen will look something like this. And this is where a lot of times people will get tripped up because they'll be like, oh my gosh, I clicked the wrong time zone, or what time zone do I pick? So whatever time zone you live in is going to be the one that you want to pick. Why is this important? Because you're going to be sent reminder emails for the session. And if you click a different time zone, you're going to act like you don't really know. And it's because the reminder email is tricking you with the time that you pick. So I live in Eastern time zone, so I'm going to pick that one. You'll hit set time zone. There'll be only one option, which is the 22nd, which is when the session is. So tomorrow, the 22nd at 5 p.m. Eastern time, you'll click continue. Then you'll enter your information into the different boxes. My name is Luttrell. You don't have to put your phone number, but your email, this is going to be important. Make sure the email that you enter is 100% accurate, because as I stated, it is going to send you a confirmation email in order to have the link for the session. So my email is berda24@gmail.com. And after that, hit complete appointment. Then you will be registered for the session, and this will be the link. And if you want to save it right now, all you'll have to do is click it. You'll just copy and paste this, and then it'll send you into the session. But as I stated before, do not panic if you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't save the link, because you're going to get a reminder email before the session to ensure that you're able to attend. But if you do not get a confirmation email after you have registered, it may be a sign that the email you entered is incorrect. So you can do one of two things. One, you can send me an email at berda24@gmail.com and say, Phil, I don't think I registered correctly. Or you can just re-register for the session, and then you'll be squared away. But if you continuously are not getting confirmation emails, reach out to me at berda24@gmail.com, and I'll try my best to troubleshoot. But this is how you're going to be able to join the session and coordinate everything together. So that's where it's important to make sure that having the instructions are the best thing that you can do. So as I said, I appreciate every single one of you guys that are repping and rocking with me. And I apologize for uploading this late, but because I was deciding, do I want to do a free study group or do I want to do different other things? But I was like, no, you have to stay locked and loaded. You have to make sure that you're giving everything that you got in order to give back to every single person. So I hope to see every single person. Again, these sessions are going to be different than the Sunday sessions of going over content and questions, but I hope to see every single person there. Take care of your guys' self. Be safe. Keep building yourself up to be a better person. You can do this. You do not need to let one thought, one situation, one person take you outside of what you know to be true. Be true to yourself, and everything will work out. So let go of the stress, and everything will handle itself, and you'll be the best. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace out, guys.